Hey, brother teacher here. I have a very interesting question that I want to ask you all to answer, especially if you have had an experience like the one I'm about to mention to you. And that is as it relates to you having a martial arts instructor or karate instructor, whatever the particular system or style is immaterial. But if you have had a martial arts instructor that has not taught you martial arts, whatever the art is, for over 30 or 40 years, and the instructor's still alive, and you have not had any interactions with the instructor of any meaningful type of a relationship, you just have been distant. Not to say that maybe you have not reached out to that instructor at some point in time, but the instructor just basically gave up teaching or doesn't teach anymore, and they moved on with their lives, and they've closed their martial arts school, and they don't train in martial arts anymore. Is that your instructor still? How would you perceive that? How do you answer that question? Put yourself in this situation if it's not something that you've experienced, and let me know as well. Again, and I'll ask it maybe a different way. Is a martial arts instructor that taught you martial arts many years ago, let's say 25, 30 years ago, does not interact with you on any level anymore, and maybe every once in a while you might run into that martial arts instructor, but they're not teaching anymore. Is it still your instructor? Or is it someone that you can just accredit to teaching you martial arts during the time period that he or she did? Have you any experience like that? I would love to hear your feedback on this particular subject. I believe this. This is what I believe. I believe that martial arts is a way of life. Okay? And I believe that once you settle in with a martial arts instructor, that's a relationship that you develop. That relationship should be forever. Does not necessarily mean that that instructor is going to teach you throughout the whole relationship, notwithstanding them becoming ill or having to leave, let's say, the city that you're living in and maybe move to another city and or state. There should still be some dialogue, some communication between you and your instructor for that to still be the same relationship. It's like this. When I was in elementary school, I had math teachers, English teachers, a gym teacher. I had a science teacher. Even when I went to high school, biology teacher, a business and secretarial course teacher, health teacher. But once I've graduated and moved on, I'll never see those teachers again. Are they still my teachers? Or are they someone or simply someone that taught me for me to go to the next level in my life, since we're not engaged with one another anymore? Once you graduate from high school, junior high school, and in today's society, now they graduate from elementary school, different grades. Once you have the cap and gown and the whole ceremony and so forth, and you've said your goodbyes and so forth, for the most part, you never see those teachers again in academia. So how is it that 10, 15 years later, you bump into one of those teachers, maybe a couple teachers over the years, in a mall, in a grocery store, a gas station, you recognize them? Is that still your teacher? Or is just that a past experience, someone that gave you some information to help you further your life? I'm interested in knowing this. That is how I see the martial arts instructor issue. If my instructor hasn't taught me martial arts, has not been active in my life, it's my choice to say, hey, that's my instructor, if I want to say that. But for the instructor to say to it, that's my student, and you haven't seen that instructor or had a relationship with that instructor for 30 or 40 years, I don't agree. I think that's up to the student or the former student to make that assessment. So if I saw my instructor after 30 years, 40 years, and say, hey, how you doing, and so on and so forth, hey, I don't feel obligated to that instructor anymore in any capacity. What I do feel is a sense of gratitude for what that instructor has taught me, to keep things in context. I am grateful for what I've learned, as I am grateful, or as equally grateful, to have learned whatever I did in school, elementary, junior high school, and college, and so forth. I'm grateful. But that's the end of it, because I'm not going to see you anymore. I took what was beneficial to me and I went on with my life. But as it relates to martial arts, that's a different animal in the sense. It is a family environment, or should be. That relationship with you and your instructor should be, again, as I said, forever. But if there's a distance and the instructor is not teaching, not interested in martial arts, not even training in martial arts anymore, that to me is just simply one of your old martial arts instructors, not your current martial arts instructor. That doesn't exist anymore. Now, if you were in good standing and your relationship was still cohesive throughout the time that you've been together, never separated, and that martial arts instructor passes away and you're still living, that is your instructor. And that was your martial arts instructor. I just wanted to present that and see what you think. And if you've experienced something like this or similar to this, please let me know. And I really, really want to hear your answer to this. Put it in the comment sections below. This is Brother Teacher. Have a great day.